bring down the Medusa. Navi gonna roll up into EXTREMUM here. Oh, what an impale though. Lands onto 2. Doesn't quite clip RodjER there, but mellojul managed to hit and get a very big shield, but it may not be enough. He's taking so much magic damage. Fairy Fire's gonna go up, but he's got nothing left in the tank. That's needed one more hit, but Iceberg, he lost vision of him, and it's Iceberg who's gonna go down first, giving away the first blood. ALWAYSWANNAFLY has the ion shell on him, so it's not looking great for him either. Navi are gonna lose 2. EXTREMUM managed to pick up not just the blood, not just 2 kills, but they're gonna get the 2 bounties at top lane and a 3rd one at bottom as well. No, they're actually getting 4 bounties, aren't they? Ah, damn, 4 bounties and 2 kills and a 3rd kill as well. What?
Oh my god. Okay. I mean, almost getting first blooded on Melo, but a Fairy Fire clutches, saves him, and then his team kills 3 people. Cooldown from the Nick back up. All right, well, that's one way to start a game. Who got all the kills?
Yeah, Seer's up by over 1K. Nyx Assassin from G. Shout out to Kyle, though, for recognizing instantly that was a true Treant protect. Yeah, I'm trying to mix up my player in here. Yeah, Chu, who's played, I think it's like his 5th most played hero. A lot of Treant protector under it.
He's a very specialist kind of player. His certain heroes, if they're there, they're going to pick it. Tree, his Elder Titan, even his Willow at some point, I believe it was one of his other really popular ones. So, and he knows exactly what to do on this hero. See the way he's playing the lane. He cuts it for Shachlo, and he's going to...
Bird pulled back into the tower range. So only 1 shot, though. That bad.
Good lane for Iceberg again this game. They're definitely setting him up for success, and again they can do the same rotations that they did last time, since they have the Enigma in the off lane. That's why they opened with it. First Spirit Enigma. RodjER can look to punish the lanes with bottom shoot. Finds ALWAYSWANNAFLY playing on the side. Look, ALWAYSWANNAFLY has to be very careful how he does play on those sides there with Treant. You're gonna get walked down very easily. Play in the lane.
Vacuum into the Nature's Grasp is a combination that I hadn't thought about, but certainly
it's actually nice.
One that's going to be feeling pretty rough to play against.
Yeah, it's actually quite nice. Definitely, I like it a lot.
I feel like that's what we've been seeing from a lot of Darkseer combos lately. No one's going Surge. Everyone wants to go Ion Shell, level 2 Vacuum, and they make some sort of combo play. Clockwork, I feel like, is the most common one we see. Cogs.
It's one of the most valuable level 1 abilities in the game. 100 damage, 60 mana. Sure, the cooldown's very long, but it's mana. It's a lot of damage, and it moves their position, so you get like 3 extra hits. Yeah, I love it. I love the...
Oh, nice kickback in the top lane. RodjER rolls onto nefrit, kicks him into General, who had the level 2 Eidolons up. Big kill for Navi.
And RodjER is looking to actually not make the moves away too much, since this time it's a Nyx Assassin as the 5 position. Can't actually secure the lane much at all. Death Prophet, on the other hand, before could actually contest and help a little versus Eidolons. Nyx can't, if anything, protect nefrit, but he'll have a much harder time this game.
Yeah, he got all that extra gold, 4 bounties, got 2 kills, got the experience for the kills as well, so he got a faster level 2. He's got a straight up Tranquil Boots, but it probably doesn't feel all that good. You probably don't feel like you can actually challenge this.
Yeah, there he is able to clear out those Eidolons, but now he's out of mana, so the second set is going to be much more take out. And it's going to be the same rush for General. And I feel like this game, I felt like last game, it was going to have some amazing impact for his team too, because he's playing versus the Medusa and he gets to that book 3 so early. But I feel like General sabotaged his own game pretty hard in the last game. So I feel like this time around we'll hopefully see him be a little bit more contained. It's a very different game that he's in. They're not playing this 4v5. Hello. Very low. He might not even be able to go for the rune here.
He's gonna pop a Fairy Fire, but supports are coming en masse. Chu is low enough that he can't really contest bottom, and it ends up being top where RodjER may just hold it out. G's gonna come across.
Nice
Either way, it's certainly not gonna be picked up by mellojul. Maybe body blocks. Oh, he gets around it. He picks it up.
That was still some nice body blocks, but yeah, G's able to get it anyway. mellojul not able to reset. He's still under a lot of pressure. He's doing good though. 25 last hits. He's losing the matchup, but it's a tough matchup for him. Pretty happy with that.
Denied. Fog, did you agree with Kyle's assessment of this breakdown of the Death Prophet versus Medusa lineup? Especially given how many buffs there are to the Death Prophet they're going to be in this game. Hold up, Shachlo looks like he's taking a little bit too much damage. The Living Armor's going to come in. They vacuum them into the roots there. Might be able to do a lot of damage even as the Dark Seer is gone. Thinking always one applies. He's probably going to die here. Trade it out for the other one, but
the Venom. Yeah.
As he tries to draw the neutrals over, ultimately D-Tune is chased out of lane, but he doesn't.
I've definitely seen similar to what Kyle is talking about, though, with the Medusas versus the Death Prophets. But if the Medusa does get to the point where she's pressured or behind, the Death Prophet can just eat alive. And that's right. Like you said, he's not having an easy time. Look at him up top. He's just dead.
Yeah, he can't run. So he kind of stands and fights, and G does what he can. He's trying to kill the Eidolons as fast as he can, but another round comes up, so not a whole lot they can.
He's gonna have a really hard time recovering this. General, I mean, the book's already gonna be coming out in the second here, so that pressure, just like last time, it'll be applied very hard on the tower, and they don't have a Death Prophet to just nuke the waves and pull it away, or they're in tap the experience. While a Medusa, it'll be a lot more difficult to make work. As mellojul, he hits level 6 as RodjER's rolling in. RodjER
trying to get that haste rune, does manage to pick it up into his bottle. Let's see if he can turn this around. mellojul with some style here is going to try and bring down RodjER, turning this 3v1 gank into a 2v3. They're managed to get one pick off, and maybe another here. You can see if he wants to go for always one fly, especially now with the help of 2. He's going to run out. The last little hit is not going to be enough. He bottles up. The Thunderstrike won't kill him, and look, him come back to make sure that Iceberg goes down. Big plays from mellojul.
It was literally the creep that gave him the level 6 as RodjER rolled, so he gets that opportunity. Now RodjER's mad, and he can't.
Okay. Did he just roll and kick?
He just rolled and kicked the stone at him.
Wow. All right, don't tip RodjER. Pull back, always want to fly. There's that vacuum combo again. Boy, that looks really hard to manage.
I like this. I like this tree and this Darkseer. And did you notice the Darkseer's items too? Shachlo? Double null talisman. I've never seen that. I've seen the bottles almost exclusively for.
Well, that's kind of interesting. 6% spell amp right there. Chew.
A little bit of regen. I mean, it's cool. Helps him stay in the lane. It's a different approach. It's making him do a lot more damage too, right? You get a slight little spell amp.
Yeah.
Something.
One thing I like about this Chew, this Treant Protector, I feel like you would have countered yourself with the old Living Armor. Phantom Lancer, Death Prophet, a lot of instances of damage, but that's not how Living Armor works anymore. Now it just gives you straight up armor and gives you a total amount of heal. So even better, I would say, in this case, when we're talking about the synergy of being able to buff up the Medusa and make it so that the Death Prophet doesn't feel comfortable man fighting there.
Yeah, definitely. It's very good versus that exorcism and all that PL damage. Negate a lot of it. The mana burn, of course, will still that PL and everything, but yeah, it'll protect quite a bit. It'll be strong. A little worried because there's going to be the book 3, so there's always going to be the dispels, but and
yeah, they gave him the Ion Shell, and he makes the rotation, comes over, gets a fast kill, but Iceberg is there with the rebuttal. He's going to be able to bring down Chew. It's going to be forced away by the Stone Gaze, but Iceberg certainly not in any danger. And they can still maybe poke a bit here. Yeah, that's going to force nefrit to TP out. G, going to do here. Oh, jeez. He was actually going to die there for a second. He gets away, though. And ultimately, they'll probably take this top town.
Nice rotation by Iceberg. That's a big kill they get on Chew as well. Ridiculous, but he does go down. He's going to be healing the tower up, so he's going to slow down the foot a little bit to give the Medusa
Radiant's middle tower is
get
under
free
attack.
farm in the jungle for now.
Dire's top tower
As soon as that tower does go down, they're going to look to invade. But mellojul, he wants to keep slowing it down. If they can keep it alive any longer, it will get full healed.
They see the rotations, and they're going to call it. They're not going to commit to finishing up this tower, and Sen probably going to get full heal.
I think they gotta commit to make the next move again up there anyway, though, pretty soon. I don't think they want to just let him heal it up. General
Dire's
definitely wants to
bottom
continue
tower
applying
is
pressure
under
with the
attack.
rotation. RodjER about to hit level 6, and then he wants to head up there. I think he has to. He wants to clear this small camp, get level 6, and then.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Okay, so my question is, without exorcism, do you think they can win a team fight in this top lane? If EXTREMUM plant heroes up here, mellojuls go for the bounty rune. He sees General. The initiation on him. They're going to get the impale follow-up, but he is now silenced up and doesn't really have a good way out of this one. General not going for the black hole there, and as a result, nope, mellojul still goes down. The Crypt Swarm just comes up quickly. The cooldown very low, and I had to say, the animation feels fantastic for Crypt Swarm. Oh my good.
Absolutely. It's so nice, and with this kill, that might be enough for them to
Radiant's middle
contesting
tower
it. True,
is
he's
under
going to try to
attack.
heal it a little more, but let's see if they do want to look to make the move. They're actually, okay, they're smoking G with the Vendetta. They really want to hang on to the tower as long as possible. I'm guessing themselves. All of Na'Vi did reset. They moved themselves out of the lane.
Dire's middle tower is under
Na'Vi's
attack.
actually, okay, doing maybe a heads-up play here, going behind enemy lines, perhaps. Ward down, just be able to watch the Medusa and the rotation from that Void Spirit.
Gee, it's
they'll
about
actually
2
bring the
seconds
PL.
too late to pop that smoke.
He had a read. He knew something was up.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower is under
And he
attack.
probably still has a read. They've got to be up here. If nobody's in the
Radiant's middle
triangle,
tower is
of
under
all
attack.
places,
Dire's
like
top
triangle's
tower
always
has fallen.
populated. Somebody. Nobody's there. They got to be making moves above top lane, it seems.
Always want to fly, tries to set up the gank for mid with a glimpse play, but mellojul has a nice Aether Remnant scouting the tree line, so he to get away. And RodjER cancels the TP, so continues to look to pressure top. It's the book. And no, it's still just the book 1 for. Pressure being applied though on both
Radiant's
fronts here as
courier
top
has
and
been
mid
killed.
are getting faded quite hard. Just
Radiant's
snipe
bottom
onto
tower
the
is
courier.
under attack.
I think he already picked up his items from it. It was on the return. No less than bold.
TP's out, goes to the bottom of tier 2, doesn't hit all the way.
Mid lane.
Roll in the silence follow up. Iceberg's gonna get on top of him with the Spirit Siphon,
Dire's
but
middle tower
Iceberg
is under attack.
still not picking up a level of his
Dire's
silence
structures
himself.
are
I kind of would have liked to see that against a Void Spirit.
Yeah, me too, honestly. Especially when like Earth Spirit's his is always low. Like you're not gonna max. So it's always gonna take time. It doesn't have a single point. It's relying on Disruptor. Always want to fly to get in, but if he had the 3rd point, maybe. But wanted to help out Thunderstrike. I'll miss him a kill.
I've also found that very often that extra level in Spirit Siphon doesn't change that much. I feel like the recharges is a lot to work. General, it's going to be pulled back in here to G. They have the wall. That's enough to slow him down and make sure that the impale definitely lands. Shachlo's got to be a little bit careful. Oh no! The Ion Shell kills the melee Necronomicon warrior, and G going to be caught inside the kinetic field. So an exchange well worth it for General. They immediately smoke up and start
They have the ward.
moving with an invasion.
They have the ward. They saw nefrit for a second.
They don't have glitch.
Absolutely everything.
They are going to get the roll in with the static storm. No opportunity for Stone Gaze. Big kills for Na'Vi as they are picking up the pressure and applying it heavily.
Dire's middle
EXTREMUM,
tower is under
fortunately,
attack.
they still have the Treant Protector that can help keep this mid tower alive, but we'll see if they can just kind of all in it right now.
Medusa actually did not have mana shield up. That's why he just missed so quickly. So I feel like maybe they had a little bit of time. General.
Missing the initiation onto General. General impale, and it's on to 2 as RodjER rolls headlong into it with the Ion Shell doing some serious damage. That's going to be 2 quick kills. Silence on mellojul, but he's going to be okay. Shachlo with the run. He's going to be, nope, pulls right back by the Glyph. So they should be able to get the pick off on him. The Hooded Defiance is actually making him rather tanky here. And if anything, EXTREMUM with the Stone pops up. They pull back in with the Void Spirit. And RodjER, he goes right into that fight, gets the Magnetize off, but that might not even kill Shachlo here as the tick is not going to be enough. He stays alive. That's a dieback for RodjER.
EXTREMUM just very good about making sure they hold these towers. Na'Vi over pushing their limits a bit too far there. Even trying to get some quirky plays with this Death Prophet, just trying to force it, but
is under attack.
everyone just shows up on EXTREMUM again and again. G just on point with his impales. Again, a two-man. Yeah, Na'Vi just not ready to really fight Vtoon. He needs some more time. He went for the hood first, as we've seen a lot. Now he has Diffusal. Yeah, that last fight, it was not his time to shine yet.
Love that bit of synergy there with the Void Spirit pulling and very similar to like Axe or something like that, forcing you to actually look into the Stone Gaze. Very nice. Plenty of con. That was best combo. Quite well here, and
would it be wrong to say, Fogged, I feel like Na'Vi is definitely showing a bit of a weakness here. I like their play better in this game one. That fast move where they caught Nefrit was really cool after just right top, but it does feel like they crack a little bit when you play this heavy defense around towers. They take some fights that are a bit messy. Not very well advised, let's say.
They're just, it's full-blown aggression from Na'Vi, really.
Yeah.
They push it too far at almost every time, it feels. Especially today, they've been a lot more disciplined in most of their games when they get their heroes. Maybe they're feeling a little bit off the foot because people have gotten to see them so many times now, and they're having to play this different style, this Earth Spirit plus Enig style, which maybe it's tripping. They do have this good timing though. Book 3. General does have this finish already, and this is a big timing for them. Fusel, Hood, Book 3, Yule's also an Iceberg with a haste rune. Not quite level 12 on this Death Prophet, but they can now swing EXTREMUM jungle. It might not be able to. PL is gonna take over the fight.
Push through with the Necro 3s, deward everything.
Yeah. Get the whole high ground advantage too, so the fight will be dictated on your pace. This is going to be a lot harder for fight into PL, who's actually completely ready to fight. Double ion shells are ready though.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Treant Protector, the living armor, it's forcing Na'Vi to commit to these tower pushes, I think, a lot more heavily than they would want to. Normally, you'd just be able to, like, okay, throw the Eidolons and Necronomicon units at the tower, do a bunch of damage, and you'll kill it the next round as well. Nice initiation from RodjER. G gets a little bit too far. He goes over the other side of the river. They're going to make their full initiation, though, and catch always want to fly, but it's a little bit awkward there with Static Storm. Iceberg going in. He's got a haste rune after all. He's going to force Nefrit to turn and do something here. Does he have a TP? He doesn't have a TP. He does have a bunch of wand charges, and the living armor heal is doing a lot for him, but Nefrit might just die here as Iceberg is going to stick on his tail. Still got the Yule Scepter, a little bit more Spirit Siphon, the last bit of damage. Oh no, 90 HP is what he's going to survive on. Fortunately, Iceberg seems good as two quickly get gobbled up by Vtoon, riding him with all these illusions with the Diffusive Blade. Impale goes out onto General. Thinking about making this play. They're going to go for it with the Vendetta. G trying to run him down, but now it's EXTREMUM starting to get a little bit too aggressive, searching for kills that they cannot get. Na'Vi with a big team fight behind the tier 1 towers. Maybe that's one way to do it. Don't fight around the tier 1, fight around the tier 2.
Vtoon was on the high ground for 10 seconds as well, just watching from the cliff, and then as soon as he shows up there, they all have the Delta split. Mellojul even also getting chased out all the way by RodjER, and it ends up dying while the chase is happening mid on the Medusa on the bottom right side. He was getting forced out. A commanding fight by Na'Vi, just starting to show that power when PL turns up and Vtoon turns up versus this fight. He's a monster. There's not really great solution. Phantom Lancer, he's really starting to snowball. Saw this the other day from him as well, just versus very little counters of the PL.
Vtoon's specialty.
Yep.
Give him those. It's like him and what is his name now? Nightfall. The illusion, the young guns of CIS being illusionists.
Yeah. Oh, Epi Kid. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Epi Kid the other day. Now maybe I did confuse the two of them for a second.
Shachlo. Get off the wall, Replica. He knows he's in trouble, so just fight around your wall as best you can. It's a good try, good attempt. He was hoping to be able to at least kill ALWAYSWANNAFLY, but ultimately, what does happen is he dies, and now his wall is on.
I feel like that hurts them a lot in the fights. I feel like this wall is actually going to be extremely significant versus that PL. It's kind of their only, you know, their only counter. Have your own PL yourself. These aggressive wards, they already have an idea where nefrit is. Immediately start to chase. And they're bringing the PL, V2, he knows he can show up to all these fights. He has no risk of really dying. You don't have the controller damage for him. He will eat nefrit.
No, this is very concerning. I mean, we're at that point where he has a ton of illusions, but they're still kind of low on HP. But nefrit doesn't really pump out a ton of damage just yet. So it feels like nefrit's just going to get outscaled, where you're going to get that big HP increase on the Phantom Lancer. I don't know what you nowadays. I don't know if you still go heart like you used to, or what that item is. But I feel like that's the end game right there. Is Medusa just will no longer be able to play against that unless you're super far ahead.
Yeah, I totally agree. It'll likely be that heart choice. They don't have the damage to deal with it as is. When he has heart, nefrit has to build defensive too. He's queued up the BKB because of this mana burn and just the crazy amount of spells that Navi does have. It feels like he needs it, and that's gonna hurt him because then he's literally gonna have absolutely nothing to do. The heart's already queued. He's gonna have the mana to finish this up, and he's gonna go. And Navi starting to get very good footing.
G's gonna go for the shard, as most Knicks do. Better scouting and playing that front line. We also saw the Aghanim, they're almost done for the Dark Seer, so we're gonna have that just another big buff, being able to have the extra charges as well as the 350 health.
I kind of would have liked G. He hasn't committed yet, but if he can, I'd like him to try to get the blink. As Dark Seer on his, it makes the whole combo work and just make it so much easier for you. He's also playing versus Enigma, so then he can stop the black holes. He's the 5 position, so it's hard to find that farm, but definitely would like to see that.
Help him to stop the black hole as well.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Okay, well.
Dire's
Have anything? I mean, the down part of the Treant Protector pickup, great for defending these towers, but it only really feels good if you have the superior late game, right?
Is under attack.
It's like Navi, not only are they actually outer towers, but when it fails like this, V2 just backs off and continues farming.
Just getting more out of the map, moving EXTREMUM around to it. This PL, he really is the king of the game. He supports. It's gonna get harder and harder for either G or to pretty much do anything. And now Shachlo is left alone up top.
Death satisfies invisibility.
Quite see how he ended up in those tree areas.
Yeah, maybe it was just ion shelling the waves from the tree line or something. Ran up and got caught. Not sure. I didn't start of it either.
It just sucks that Navi are so easily able to kind of force a commitment out of EXTREMUM. They're like, oh, we're going to hit this tier 2 tower, right? And all of EXTREMUM moved to be able to defend. And as a result, Navi get to play a super farm efficient game where V2 pushes out the mid lane. You know, they're hitting jungle and top area as well as the triangle. And now they have enough openings for them to be able to take the Roshan. So now we can get some real commitment from this Phantom Lancer, potentially take even more real estate. It's I think it's about to get real dark in here.
Yeah, the map control from Always Wanna Fly and Navi has just been it's been really nice. Once they started feeling like they got any type of lead, the ward coverage and everything, they see everything that EXTREMUM's trying to do as G up top, the carapace off, and we'll be able to do. But they're just able to watch everything from EXTREMUM. And EXTREMUM, it feels like it's a Medusa game, but even more so this time around because mellojul has a tough time on the Void Spirit, so it's absolutely everything about this Medusa with nowhere near that same amount of options. No one to carry a Solar Crest. He's just got an Ion Shell and living. Aren't a little bit.
$15-16, a 2,000 net worth lead for Navi, but more importantly, got the carry match.
Top tower has fallen. Radiant's
Iceberg's also farming really well in this game too, and he's got this BKB so early on. There's nothing really to counteract it. He's BKB'd running in the fights. It full counter is EXTREMUM, and then he can just get right on top of this Medusa. PL matchup, and it's also just they're getting so much on everything.
Does manage to find an opening for mellojul to finish off that Disruptor. Iceberg tries to come in extreme though. You can see even after a pickoff like that, they can't even like, okay guys, let's push the creep wave over the river. Like, nah, they gotta back up. As they're still fighting into an Aegis of the Phantom Lancer.
It is pretty crazy how all their lanes are forced in so much when they're the team with Darkseer and Tree. Like usually these heroes are pretty good at dealing with split push, but Na'Vi just force hitting it too hard and forcing these fights. Like you said, making them move around the map is 5. The V-Tune, they're already starting to burn some of nefrit's map.
Does manage to get it stimulate shortly after. Pull back onto nefrit. Short amount of distance, but still enough to get him inside the static storm. The extended field around him. The black hole going off as well. They know all of EXTREMUM have retreated, so they say this is a free black hole, and they're absolutely correct in that. Now the roll in is, oh, barely skeeved right in front of Shachlo. If he'd actually nailed him with that boulder, pretty sure the Darkseer would have died as well. But as it is, even just the carry means Na'Vi have free reign of the map.
Oh man, these fights just are not going to get easier at all too. Every time that now that he has committed for BKB, they're aware of it. That's exactly how they're going to kick off all the fights. So he has to really hide on this Medusa now and let the other heroes really frontline for him and protect. He shows they're going to poke him, they're going to force the BKB and just do this kind of dance. Fights. EXTREMUM have to be prepared for them to poke and prod him. They have to either like full commit when they are poking and prodding, or just a better way to fight around it and just not easy.
And that's where your like faster blink dagger for the Nyx assassin could have helped, right? In forcing the enemy team, if they're going to poke, actually make that a team fight that's gonna work for you.
Bottom tower
Top.
Yeah,
He sees the courier coming in. He tries to give the warning. Look out, mellojul. You're getting ganked up right now with all these couriers running up to top lane. But it looks like mellojul. Ooh, nice sidestep there. Doesn't get hit by the boulder. RodjER had an idea. It wasn't a bad idea, but slightly off there. Nefrit. Oh, nefrit. He's gonna have to pop the Stone Gaze here. Burned out of all this mana. The Phantom Lancer looking to commit even still. Might be able to reach him. Backing, pulling him back away from the Medusa. Nefrit's gonna be okay. Shachlo still has the circle. They're all fine, but still.
Is under attack.
It says so much that this Medusa, she's always running away.
And they can't make any aggressive moves themselves because I feel like mellojul is actually the only one who can make the aggressive moves now. Nyx, sure, G is a monster on his own, but he doesn't have a partner in this game. mellojul is just unable to actually make those type of moves. And nefrit, at least he held his BKB when they did go on him there. He actually did not. But does at least still have that 9-second fight, but the map control is just getting better and better for the side of Na'Vi. And Chew, he's getting like this blink and he's getting this farm on this tree, but I'm not feeling what it's going to contribute. Maybe we'll see just a vacuum overgrowth meteor hammer and it'll change everything we're talking about, but have yet to see it.
That seems like a bit of a
Dire's bottom tower
not rooted in reality, considering the fact they do have so many ways to stop that combination with all these silences. Got from their 2, 4, and 5 position.
Though, get that level 14 points because that might be the best counter versus the PL just himself.
Yeah.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Hard finished up. Na'Vi, they look at the bottom half of the map. They say, okay, there's tier 1 and tier 2 still there. Pretty much free real estate, free gold there for the taking. Make kind of an efficient move. Cut mid, cut bottom. Take those towers without giving up like too much map control to EXTREMUM. EXTREMUM, meanwhile, are going to play and get some sort of advantageous setup here. Na'Vi.
They've got a read. Na'Vi's got a read of where this is going down, though. They think the whole swing on the right side, nobody shows up. They're going to swing onto the high ground, perhaps, just to get some information. They will. They're going to see. And nobody else is up here, and now they know exactly where EXTREMUM is going to set up all around that tower. EXTREMUM going to full bail as soon as that ward does start getting taken out from Na'Vi. Don't lose that decent little dance coming out.
Might still be able to take this tier 1 tower with Dream Protector, but yeah. Everyone else backed away as soon as they saw their ward being dewarded like that. You know, their retreat is kind of being cut off, and the only way back is...
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And look how Na'Vi with this swing, look at the coverage now of the map. They have all the information. Leaving Extreme as base, it's going to be telegraphed completely. Na'Vi's going to know every single time when they go to setup. They got to try to get the D-wards out here at some soon.
Radiant's top
they will be at least
tower
able to finish this tower. Chu might get caught now, though.
Got G with them, so maybe they can pop. Always want to fly real quickly. mellojul makes it a lot easier with that silence, but now, can they get out without being sandwiched?
Oh.
Oh!
Nighttime.
Oh no! Shachlo, he's been caught on the other side of the map. Again, is going to draw the wall. They do have the overthrow. Shachlo is probably still going to take out, but maybe they can fight this since they know there's not a whole lot of heroes around this area. They're going to be able to pop the Earth Spirit, but the real Phantom Lancer is already playing the edges. In fact, he is tempted to go back in. He's got some help coming down the river here. He's going to chase after him. The smoke goes off from G. He's immediately broken. His V2 already had the charge onto him. Sees him again.
How strong he is.
Very, very strong. He's going to go for the kill on a G. The Stone Gaze is not going to stop that.
He actually got, I mean, he actually forced the Stone Gaze as well. That one from Def.
You know, I've been like, okay, that game felt pretty open. But they're going to try it out. They're going to play it out 4 versus 5 and try and micro Chu, which I was going to say is a hero that doesn't need a whole lot of microing. And then I remembered he's got the Meteor Hammer as well, so.
Oh, this is gonna for them.
Yeah.
See if they're able to somehow now weather it, as he was also the one who was split pushing and actually making this lead look less commanding. It says only 5K, but I feel like it would be a lot more if he wasn't split pushing. And now that they're not gonna have that split push at all.
Yeah, he was
bad.
He was constantly forcing reactions out of the enemy. Anytime he sees someone where he's split pushing, whether he gets caught or not, it means Medusa feels comfortable with actually going outside and being a little bit more aggressive and where she could.
Yeah, I mean now it's Navi's just got the whole map's open. Roche is respawned. They're gonna back up. They haven't actually sent the courier to scout it. Pauses always mess with people. Set. RodjER just like farming neutrals now because they know the game's in the bag. And they get a BKB, and they're gonna be able to.
Radiant's top
4v5.
tower is under attack.
Oh, I hate when games get.
Yeah, just becomes sort of inevitable farm fest. A team that's playing 4 versus 5. I mean, I have no idea, but Chu, maybe he does a bit of shot calling. I'm sure he does.
Radiant's top tower
Playing the
is
4
under
position,
attack.
like, losing your shot caller is just going to make things even harder to operate. mellojul does manage to find pick off on ALWAYSWANNAFLY. Has popped BKB. He doesn't have mana. Okay, there you go. Regen's back up. Oh god, the black hole comes in from General, and now he's going to die.
Right next to Roche as well, so right into Roche, Na'Vi can go. And that's just needs to, like I said, farm rapier, and that's pretty much the only chance they even have. Even if Chu was here, it was still the same case. He needs this rapier after the KB to have any hope, after the butterfly, sorry.
Radiant are scanning.
But now they're into an Aegis.
I feel like they know Roshan.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Alright, Aegis and Scotty. Done for V-Tune.
Yeah, inevitable to see. Again, dude, Shachlo again did not put his point in the goal. He just got his talent. Okay, I got the talent, never mind. He did get the 4th point of surge, though, instead of getting level 2 wall, and then he took the talent. I mean, I think that they need everything they probably wouldn't have.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Comes an
attack.
extra 15% damage with that illusion. He already has some damage issues. G, he's gonna die. Bye-bye.
And they will be, I mean, Chu, or whoever's microing Chu, will continue to split push bottom. He does not have TP. Can they even buy him a TP when he's not there? So he can't TP back to base. He has to make the long run back. He starts the siege.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well, there goes their big
Dire's
old wombo
structures
combo.
are fortified.
He's just start poking away at Nefrit's mana. Problem when you don't have the damage yet on the Medusa. Illusions will start burning away your mana by bit.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
All right. 2 is here. Not actually inside the server, but his hero is here, and he's with EXTREMUM in spirit anyways. mellojul tries to go for the pick off on ALWAYSWANNAFLY like he did before, but this time around he ran out of damage. Now he's going to be running out of BKB charge. Does have Assimilate. Dodges the one stun from RodjER. Good easy. Hold back in. No Assimilate. It just kind of means he's free for Glimpstick. G comes in, executes ALWAYSWANNAFLY, who immediately buys back, but now Void Spirit is finally going to head down to the grave. Chu sitting here waiting for his opportunity. Actually gets rolled on by RodjER. RodjER reveals there's a real tree protector here. Somebody micro up. Oh, they're going to pop the ultimate on just RodjER here, who's immediately going to pop his BKB in turn. Get it out of that root. Get the sounds onto everybody. Microing. Not going so hot for Chu. They're going to go for one-man black hole launch. The Dark Seer Nefrit doing bits of damage. Does things with bring down General. And Nefrit, oh, he's doing some real work here on some of the heroes that are not Phantom Lancer. Phantom Lancer, those at half health, so it's plenty hard to work with. And eventually, Nefrit's going to be all alone. In fact, I almost feel like he's intentionally leaving Nefrit alone as he's just continuing to sit there, right-click, 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 but it's resulting in almost nothing. As V-Tune still has the Aegis to work with here, so he can just kind of suicide bomb onto the Medusa. Medusa is going to get back to the fountain in time here. Iceberg. Wait for V-Tune to come back up and finish off. I guess they can go top lane if they want.
Why not? V-Tune is unkillable. If he just dances in those fights, he'll live, but he just knows like, he can just come in, he'll die, reset. Nefrit has to just buy something with the gold that he did get. He gets a Maelstrom. Might build it up a little bit, but without a BKB, he gets committed on immediately by V-Tune. Still not on. One more second.
All right, there goes BKB, but he's kind of out of mana here, and he's not doing the most damage to V-Tune, so
Dire's top
I have
tower
to
has
step
fallen.
back up. Exorcism is now up. Iceberg. This push happened a little bit faster. They are either going to have to go for tier 4s or push
Dire's
out that
top
bottom
barracks
lane
has fallen.
is still up. So EXTREMUM still holding out hope they can deal with this.
And now Nefrit's probably feeling pretty bad that he purchased the Maelstrom. Because now there's no way he gets it. He hopes.
Elemental gold bounty.
If not, he can just now swing, just clean up the game.
Yeah, we haven't even seen level 25 on the Phantom Lancer where you can get that doppelganger cooldown. Goes down to 6 seconds. So as he said, he can survive through anything as long as he's just able to keep dancing around.
Illusion.
And he finds an illusion escape as well. He's not find it amongst all the illusions, but you know, insult to injury, why not?
Yeah. Does the illusion escape? Did it not throw the spear?
I think I saw the same thing, right? That was, yeah. It doesn't.
Did the Manta illusions throw the spear, right?
Yeah. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I saw. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll keep a close eye. I'm sure we'll see it.
Radiant are scanning.
Oh God, I missed it. Can we scroll back? Yeah. Thank you. Throws the spear. Oh no, it did. It made an animation. I don't think it threw a spear.
Dire's bottom
No,
tower
I just
is
did the
under
arm
attack.
movement.
Yeah. Thank you, production. Learned something new here as we kind of wait for EXTREMUM to make their last stand.
RodjER just rolled into the side of the map like 4 times. Stayed in the same position.
Or is he trying to get up and over the wall, or is he just having some fun?
Is under attack.
I couldn't tell, honestly. It looked like he was just memeing.
Well, EXTREMUM's got to make the first move here. Flicker.
Dire's
They're going for the
bottom
big
tower
combo.
has fallen.
Yeah. Big combo. But Na'Vi is very disciplined. They say, EXTREMUM, you know, you took that first game, but even here in a 4 versus 5, we're going to respect you enough to make sure we do not group up for that big combo. Now the Death Prophet can start showing himself. See if they get the opportunity. Standing north does made his pitch, but Nick assassin, so there's going to be no inhale here. Iceberg goes for the exorcism, starts salting the back line. Will never burn out of his mana. There goes Black Hole off the general. forward the Doppelganger, and EXTREMUM will call GG. We are going to a game 3. Something that I feel like we kind of knew for the last 15 minutes, but made it a whole lot more inevitable.
Yeah, much more disciplined gameplay coming around from the Navi this time around, and EXTREMUM